So what's the risk or possible advantages of private over public cloud? And it really comes down to control, I think. And control is a very broad word here, but let's think about it in this aspect. In a public cloud environment, you're putting your data, you're giving your data to someone else to manage. And along with your data is a whole bunch of other people's data. So they're aggregating a large hardware purchase across many users and trying to amortize all of that equipment and then charge you back your portion. Here's the downside to that is that first, you don't have control or the direct control on that SLA. In other words, if a problem happens, where are you in the queue of getting your data back? The second thing is that when you think about that infrastructure up there, they talk about resiliency and copying. Truly, once again, a software defect crushes the data. And it not only crushes your data, it crushes your neighbor's data and your other neighbor's data because that same software defect wiped out. We've seen publicly a couple cloud providers talking about actually having to restore data off of tape because of a software defect that they had destroyed something like 4 million mailboxes. I think that's the number. And they actually restored it off tape, which was, for us, a great thing. But it is one of these things that the public cloud providers do make mistakes. So for us, when we think about the risk of a public cloud versus the advantages of a private cloud, where in a private cloud, you own the SLA. You own the people that manage that public cloud. You own the location of where that's at, or you're at least renting that space so you can get into it and work on that equipment if you have to. And you own the pipe to it. So it could be locally in this building. It could be across the street, and you own the pipe to that building. So all of these pieces here you own, and you can control a lot more. You can control when you deploy a software update. You can control and make sure that you have a second copy of your data before an update is deployed. On a public cloud, you don't decide when they're going to deploy software updates. They decide for you. So it's one of these things that you have a lot more control, and that control actually gives you ability to protect your data a little bit more.